Hi, everyone. Thanks for tuning in to The Other Side of Music. Today, our guest is Andre Herriott, or AKA Ddaddyfication. Hi, how are you?
I'm good, and you?
I'm doing well. It's a Monday.
Tell me about it.
So, you ready?
I'm definitely ready.
All right. So, how did you come up with your name, Ddaddyfication?
well, the short answer is D being Dre, which is my name. Daddy, me coming and spanking the game, and taking control of things. And fication is the effect that I have on people when I do what I do.
Okay, wow. That was a neat answer.
Thank you.
So, how would you describe your music style?
Uh, I think that I'm a multi-genre type of artist. Because
Hmm.
I don't just conform to just one style in the sense of I'm not a gangster rapper or even just a conscious rapper or anything like that. I go with what I feel. So the music that comes out of me is how I'm feeling at that moment. Yeah,
Oh,
so yeah, I ride the wave.
all right. And if you could pick kind of maybe mm, like a one style that you've done before, what would what do you think that would be?
I would say conscience. Now,
Okay.
not limited to conscience, but I would say conscious. Like I like to do stuff that's thought provoking and make people think and like really get you into like deep thought type of situations and still have fun with it.
Okay, okay. And how long have you been singing?
Well, I've been doing this since the 90s actually because
Okay.
yeah, when I first got into it because I mean I was young, but I got into it first seeing Michael Jackson, do it. And Mike, when you see Mike as a kid, it's such an amazing thing.
Yeah, yeah.
So, I was like, this guy's gliding across the stage and he's just doing a bunch of stuff that you can't. I was like, dang, I'd love to do something like that. So I was inspired by a lot of people. Well, by a couple people, Michael Jackson, Bobby Brown. you know. So I got a little wild, I got a little bad boy side to me. So
Bobby Brown and oh my gosh, his ah New Edition. That's it.
You're ridiculous.
I was gonna say the name just went right out of my head.
Oh,
New Edition and all of that. They were fun.
hmm Now that's more or less on the R&B side. On the hip hop side, Eminem.
Oh
Uh,
yeah.
um, I like DMX. I like Nas. Uh,
Okay.
you know, of course, Buster Rhymes. Cats like that. You know what I mean? It, that's the type of people that kind of inspire me. I like creative people that's creative with the music.
Yeah. Well, you answered my next question, so thank you.
Okay.
um, I mean, you're a busy guy.
Yeah.
You're also an actor, right?
Yes.
How did that happen?
Well, I kind of, I don't want to say, well, I guess I kind of stumbled onto it. Kind of like the music thing. I'm a movie buff. I love going to the movies. I love watching movies. I love just, so when I had a moment to be a part of a movie, it's a different experience than it is you just being a rapper. Because
Hmm.
you're on set and you have to like now become a character. Don't get me wrong, Ddaddyfication is Andre Herriott is who I am, a more laid back type of guy, but Ddaddyfication is who I become when I hit the stage. And it's
Yes.
yeah, so it's kind of the same thing with acting. So when I first got into it, it's such a I love the feeling of becoming something else or being someone else and actually creating that character too. So I
Hmm.
played the first time I got into it was when I in school in a play. And then I think I really caught the bug then and then ever since then I just here and there.
Okay. Is there anywhere we can find the movies or shows you've been in?
Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah. I've been an extra in a couple things. You
Okay.
know, the kill point when John Leguizamo and Donnie Wahlberg. Uh,
Mm.
the next 3 days with Russell Crowe. Um, there was a few, but then there was other movies where I kind of co-starred in, which was a movie called The Gift of Movement, uh, produced by Michelle Morris, and then not to mention all the films that I produced, written, and directed myself. You know, so
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
so you can go on YouTube and check out some of the things I did under Ddaddyfication, and you'll see a lot of the stuff I did.
Oh, okay. Definitely check that out. So I didn't know you also produced.
Yes, yes, yes. I do the writing, the directing. you know, I do,
Wow.
I do all that. Yeah.
Multi-talented for sure.
Thank you. Thank you.
And then is this what you do like full time?
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, I would imagine it would have to be full time, but yeah.
Well, I had a day job, but then I moved past that to do this uh, a lot more because I always figured God give you a gift, you got to take advantage of it.
Mm-hmm.
And so I went all in on it. And obviously, I'm not getting rich yet, but but you got to take that leap, and it's really been paying off. And so I'm really blessed so far.
And the key word is yet. It'll happen.
Yeah, yeah. But it's taking off. It's really gaining ground. People know the name. I started my own little production company called IGFM Studios.
Oh.
Dre Power Productions, in association with MDMA, which is Money the Main Agenda. That's kind of headed by P. Michelle, who is.
Wow, okay. Well, I did not know all of that. So everybody go check all that stuff out because it's very interesting.
Yeah. Thank you.
So have you met some famous people?
I have. I met when I did. I met Russell Crowe. I met what's the dude off of the King Sin? King is it Kings? They film in
Oh,
here. Mayor of Kingstown,
okay.
Jeremy Renner. I met him. I had
Oh,
I had lunch with Donnie Wahlberg. I think he liked my
wow.
girlfriend at the time. Uh, yeah, I met a few people. I met this is a funny story. I met DMC from Run DMC standing in line to go to the club, and he was in front of me. I didn't even realize it was him. And I'm looking at him, and I asked him. I said, "Hey, anybody ever tell you look like DMC from Run DMC?" And he just smiled at me. He didn't say I was wrong, right? Nothing. He just smiled because he was hanging with one of his boys. So we finally go in the club, and then they announce, "Hey, in the house, DMC from." I said, "That was him." So that was pretty wild. I was literally 2 steps away from this guy, so it was cool.
And who, that is pretty funny. Who's your favorite person that you've met so far?
Uh, I would say that I actually had a actual conversation with. It would probably have to be Jeremy Renner. He seemed like a pretty down to earth type of guy.
Yeah, he does seem that way.
Yeah.
Um, and that's so cool that you got to meet him.
John Leguizamo was very standoffish, but
Oh,
I don't really blame him too much because he looked like he was just focused. He did. He looked like he was just really focused, so I can't really knock it.
I one of my favorite movies of Jeremy Renner
Mhm.
is the one where it's him and all his buddies and they play that tag game. It's called
Oh,
Tag.
oh, I just seen that. That's my
I
movie.
love that movie.
That's my movie. They've been doing it since they was kids.
Yes.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, that is I could watch that movie over and over again.
Oh, it's great. It's great.
It is it is. It's so fun and I like that it's a true story.
I didn't know that.
Oh yeah, it's based on a true story because at the end of the movie, in the credits and everything,
Yeah.
they show pictures of the real guys that have played tag all their life.
Oh, I didn't see. I didn't. I thought that was just a great movie, dude. He stayed in that room all day until his wife came, and, and she was a part of it. That was the hustle was real.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it was based on a true story. There are actual guys that they've been doing this all their life, and the reporter, the found heard about this and went to do a story on them.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
I didn't even know that.
yeah, so that's pretty cool.
What's up?
So, are you originally from Pittsburgh, or?
Yeah, born and raised. I was raised in well, I was born in Braddock, uh, and and I grew up and we moved to McKeesport after my granddad got into an accident and he got paralyzed. So
Oh,
my mom bought a house out there and was taking care of me. And then from there, I just moved to Hazelwood, got my bachelor pad when I got old enough, and so yeah, I've always been a native of Pittsburgh, basically.
okay. Um, so since you're a native of Pittsburgh, how do you feel about the Pittsburgh music scene as
Oh,
it is right now? Like, think about like, do you feel it's missing something? Has it changed? The amount of venues, the ease or no ease of getting into venues.
well, as far as just on the hip hop side or just
Uh,
music in general.
yeah, I guess from your standpoint.
Well, I think on the hip hop side, um, getting doing there is venues around. I think some of the problems come and you just go there to do open mic or something like that, or just to get your voice heard. It's almost unending loop with the same thing. So some of the clubs you're going to be performing at a lot of the same clubs. You know what I
Right.
mean? Because there's not really many places unless you really look to find some places. But I think there's a lot of talent in Pittsburgh.
Oh yeah.
A lot
Yeah.
more. Just I mean, just even just musically. And I don't think that I don't know if we're combined enough to really make a huge musical name for ourselves. Because sometimes it's like crabs in the barrel with us when it comes down to it. We're supposed to be like with a lot of these other places, like the South and New York and all that stuff. They all do music together.
Mm-hmm.
So when it blows up, you know about the South. You know that Outkast is doing music with Ludacris, and Ludacris is doing stuff with David Banner and all that stuff. So they all from the South, just like
Mm-hmm.
Biggie and all them was doing stuff in New York. And it's hard to get people to do that here. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's hard to get people to combine here because everybody wants to be about themselves. Now, I'm not saying so much about the promoters. I'm saying like just even about the artists. Now, the promoters, some of them are a little janky. That's another thing. So I'm just being honest. Like it's like people they're out for money. They'll set up a show, but they're getting the benefits. You'll get to perform, but they still reap all of the benefits for the most part.
Yeah.
So that has to be fixed.
Yeah.
Or just leave the bird to perform. Yeah,
Yeah. I am. I've been working on that. I mean, you've done a show with me, and about to do another show,
yeah,
but I've been working on bringing artists together, bringing different genres,
yeah,
different styles together,
yeah,
um, and working on, getting you guys paid somehow and
mm,
getting you guys around, all around the city, not just the same places, that take hip hop or whatever. And
yeah,
it's interesting, but
yeah,
yeah, there's so much talent out there, and the people that I am running into or that are seeking me out are very open
yeah,
to perform, but that's, still there's how many more people out there, right?
Yeah, and it's not so much that people don't want to perform even for free, because people will perform for free if it gets their name out there. But but a lot of times you go up on that stage and you throw everything out there. You throw everything. You put it all out there. You're performing. You're sweating. You're jumping around. You're throwing yourself on the floor. You're doing stuff because you're trying to put a, not everybody, but most people like me, I try to go all in. You know,
Hmm.
and a lot of people that I seen when I perform with them, they try to go all in. It's just when you put a lot of effort into it, putting on the show, you really, and you love the applause, you love the people who's showing you love and all that type of stuff. You do that enough time, after a while, you do want to, you want to get
Well,
paid for your work.
well, yeah, that's exactly it. It's your work. It's your
Yeah.
talent. It's your skill. You're an artist.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, it would be like Wendy's hiring you, but you pay them to work there for 8 hours.
That,
Like, no
that,
one
oh
did
my
that,
God.
you know.
Hey,
So,
that. I'm not to cut you off, but that's another thing, real quick, just to touch on that. It's paying to perform. Like
uh,
that I never understood. But again, I used to do it just to get my name out there. But I never understood why I got paid $25 to perform. It wouldn't be a problem. I'll tell you this. It wouldn't be a problem if I paid to perform and it was a competition, and at the end of the competition, if you won or something, then yeah, you get a prize out of it, or you get some
yeah,
money or something. And yeah, you paid for the competition to some degree. I can deal with that, but just to perform, yeah,
right.
I don't know.
Yeah. 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 I'm not, yeah. I think that's ridiculous. Uh, so hopefully that will start turning around.
Yeah.
It's a slow mission, but I, hopefully it'll change.
It's all good.
Um, what is your favorite TV show?
Oh shoot, I don't even know if I have a favorite. Only because I don't know. Right now, I'm kind of liking Cedric's The Neighborhood. That's hilarious.
Oh
Uh,
yeah, that's one.
I like The Neighborhood. I also like Damon Wayans and his son's show. That's a good show.
I
It's
haven't
called,
checked out yet one
yeah,
yet.
it's called Papa's House. You got to check it out.
Okay.
But see, again, I'm more of a watch TV guy. When I'm settled down, I'm lying in bed, I'll turn the TV on, and I'm kind of one of those people. But I don't know if I have a favorite show, but them type of shows, them are the ones that I lean to. Just to name a few, in the show sense. If I'm going to name anything.
What's your favorite movie?
Oh man, see, okay, so I'm a okay. I'm a horror buff. I'm a horror.
Oh,
Yeah, my girl hates that, but excuse me, still getting over that cough. I'm a horror
yeah.
buff. I love horror movies. I grew up in it, with it. When I said when I start, excuse me, when I said I start doing movies, I'm gonna do a horror film, all that stuff. But also I like thrillers. So, and I love just action and really movies that got you like, God, don't how they do that. So the first movie that really had me like, oh, like I went back to the theater and seen it like 4 or 5 times was was The Matrix.
Oh,
That
okay.
that movie was you never seen anything like it before.
Hmm.
It was like from the concept to the way that the camera moved. It was just like I'm that guy. I look at that all that. It was, and then the story was deep. It was like, what if this was all a simulation? And get the heck out of here. So I like stuff like that. That's what I say. I like stuff that really And I like horror films, stuff that really freak you out. Like I grew up on stuff like Children of the Corn and The Exorcist and
Oh, yeah.
Nightmare on Elm Street. When they really tried to freak you out, now there's no such thing as horror movies. I mean, they're here, but it's not. It's just jump scares.
Yeah. Nightmare on Elm Street.
Oh, I
I
love
couldn't, I was afraid to go to sleep for days.
it.
And one of the, I don't know, it might have been like the second one came out, and I thought I was going to be, all big and bad and sit
Hmm.
downstairs in our family room in the dark and watch it myself.
Uh huh.
And my dad had come downstairs and he
Mm,
didn't want to scare me, so he was just standing there.
yeah.
And I happened to look over. I could not quit screaming. I screamed so loud.
Have you
It's
seen
like,
something crazy?
how's that working out for you? I'm like,
Uh huh. Man, I love it. I love it. I love horror films. I love them. I don't know why. I'm just really into the fear factor of it all, and just. But one thing I'm not into like gore. Like,
mm-hmm.
yeah, I don't need to see your eye sliding out of your face. It doesn't bother me, but sometimes, like, I can watch it get cut in half and all that doesn't bother me. But just to watch stuff like oozing and all that for like for a whole minute, all right, get the camera off that. You don't need to keep the camera on that.
Yeah, no, I'm in agreement. I'd rather scream my head off than be grossed out. But, you know, if you could play anyone in a movie, who would it be?
Uh, Excuse me.
I have that same cough. Don't worry about
Yeah,
it.
because it's all coming up now. It's all coming up now, which I like, but the coughing is now coming, and
Yeah.
I'll be all right. um, Play somebody in a movie like a real person,
Um,
like or
yeah.
just like the type of person. Uh,
A real person. Who would you like to
a
portray?
real person. Hmm. I would have to go somebody a period piece, someone like Martin Luther King or uh, heck, I'm trying to think of some people who I would actually like to play. I don't know. I'm down to really play some challenging roles where I gotta I'm not myself. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Where if I have to have an accent, then I'll have an accent. If I have to uh look a certain way, I'll look a certain way. I don't know about putting on any dresses, but I don't know about all that. But I do. I'm willing to play anything where it really tests my acting ability because I really want to step out of myself and become that character or become
Okay.
that person. So
All
nobody in
right.
particular, I guess. Just give me the role and let me do what I do.
Now, you said you can do accents?
Oh yeah, well if I practice one, yeah, most definitely. I remember
Really?
I was on a Russian accent one time. I was really good at it.
Good.
Yeah, and then
Do it.
I lost it. I can't do it again. I lost it. I was proud of that accent too.
Oh yeah, you should be. I'm impressed by people that can do accents.
Yeah.
My my friend had me run a line,
Hmm.
and he said do an accent because he was seeing if I should try out to be an extra for this movie.
Oh, okay.
No, no.
It didn't work.
When I was done, he just looked at me. He goes, "Don't ever, ever do that again." He's like, "I don't even know what that was." Like, let's find you a non-speaking part. I'm like, all right.
Let you sit you in the corner somewhere.
Yeah, it's not good. It was
Uh,
funny, but it was not good.
so you never acted before other than that?
Um, I was, I was an extra in, um, in a, what was it? Show, or I think it was Showtime. The creators of True Blood, the next series that they did, I was an
Yeah.
extra in there. Um, but I think that was really the only movie maybe experience I've had. I've
Oh,
done some photo shoots and stuff like that,
okay.
but um, acting, I mean, I'd like to try it again. As long as it's not an accent, I think I'd be all right.
Maybe I'll slide you into my next film.
Ah, I wouldn't mind. You might mind. Just,
Oh well, well. See, I'm a perfectionist, so I wouldn't just let you. I wouldn't let you gum up the scene. So, you don't worry. By the time we're done, you'll knock it
Okay. I'll give it a try.
out. I'll drive you crazy a little bit, but don't worry, we'll get it done.
That's all right. If given the opportunity, would you play a superhero or a supervillain?
Oh, you know what? I would play a superhero, but I would also play a supervillain because superheroes save the day, and all that, and I'm all about doing the right thing. But
Hmm.
supervillains have so much
Exactly.
fun. Being the bad guy. I've always played good guys, and the first bad guy I ever got to play was for this thing I did last year called Off Man, where I played a bully, and
Hmm.
it was actually pretty fun. It was actually pretty fun. I got to like rough people up and be kind of mean. So, but I would like to being being a superhero is good too because you get to save the day and all that, and you get to watch the superhero's journey where he's at the top and then he gets beat down and then he fights back to the top again and you root for him.
Hmm.
Yeah, so that's a good feeling. But at the same time, heck, a super villain, you get to do some stuff, and
Well,
they get all the best lines too.
yeah, I would definitely be a supervillain, no
Yeah,
doubt.
yeah. So that's what I would do. I guess lean towards more the super villain, but I would play both. But I would lean if you're asking, I would be a super villain.
All right. And what would your name be?
Oh man.
Your name and your supervillain power.
Oh shoot. Okay. Um, I would probably be known as uh maybe Doctor Disaster. I don't know.
Okay.
And the way I'll be called Doctor Disaster is just the way I'll be surgically just cutting up people because my powers I'll be able to cut you with my mind, but it'd be small
Oh.
slices like a scalpel, and it'd be like little cuts in your body that will open up and you will slowly bleed out, but nobody would know what's wrong with you.
Oh, good one. Good one.
It'd be crazy. It'd be like Doctor Disaster at it again.
All right. Yeah, that's a good one. Good
Thank
thing.
you.
What advice would you give your 10-year-old self?
Oh shoot. Stay away from a lot of these girls. Some of these girls be messing with 10-year-old me. Well, not at 10 years old, but I mean, going
Yeah.
into it. Oh man, I would tell myself because and I know some people may say this, but I was a good kid. I stayed out of trouble and all that stuff. I was kind of hard headed because I mean, not in a bad sense, but in the sense where I was always my mind was always in the clouds thinking of things. I would
Hmm.
I would say be more motivated a lot sooner than later. Try to focus. I would tell my 10-year-old self when you get to a certain place, go this way instead of that way because that way will slow you down and, and
Okay.
and focus on doing where heading towards where you need to get to instead of trying to always boost other people up that can care less about where you go. So
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Wow, that's good advice.
yeah.
Um, and how can we find you? Social media? Where are you?
Well, you can look on YouTube. You can look on Facebook, and you also can look on Instagram. You put in Ddaddyfication.
Mm-hmm.
Go on YouTube. Put on Ddaddyfication. Put in Ddaddyfication. Go to Instagram. Put in Ddaddyfication.
Mm-hmm.
Go to Facebook, and you could put in Andre Herriott,
Okay.
uh, or you could put in uh, Love Lyric, which is the webpage for the band that I'm in called Forever Fusion,
Okay.
with P. Michelle, Make It Make Sense, and Dapper Cool. Uh,
Okay.
let's see, and there's some other places like you can go to. What is the name of that? You can check out some of my music. It's not Spotify. It's and my mind went blank. But just look out to all them other places, and you'll find me. And then you'll you'll find me.
All right. And do you have any upcoming events, movies,
Yes,
blah 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 coming?
I do have one upcoming event with this lady I know named Robin. It's called 6 Degrees of Hip Hop Part Two, Volume Two, Series Two, whatever I don't know what you want to call it. Uh, so I got that coming up. I also got a movie coming out that I wrote, produced, directed, and starring uh, with Malik Long and Stacey Ross, uh, called After the Call.
Mm-hmm.
There's also a music video
Oh.
that's due to be put out that I directed and produced myself from Ira Soul, called "Stay with Me."
Mm-hmm.
So that'll be coming out. Plus, I got my video coming out. That'll be coming out a little bit later, called "Drops of Chocolate." So we'll be looking out for that. And then I got another film that'll be coming out shortly after the call. But that is to be discussed. And I also got some performances due to be coming up. But again, that's to be discussed. My manager, P. Michelle, she actually handles all that. She is the boss lady. She she is the one. If it wasn't for her, she really looked out for me in the time because I was going through something. And I just want to go ahead and say that if it wasn't for her, I wouldn't be in the place that I'm at because I went through a bad situation a couple years ago, and she came through and like really looked out for me and really like boosted me up and like really helped me out. So I mean, she's a godsend. So I got that's my shout out, P. Michelle Hill, boss lady. She
Well,
looked
that's
out.
awesome. You are definitely busy.
Yes, ma'am.
Um, well, I think that is all the questions I have for you, but everybody stay tuned because we're going to play a couple of de-daddification songs right after I'm done talking. So check out his show that he's going to be in, 6 Degrees of Hip Hop Round 2 on March 29th at the Forge. And thanks for tuning in.
Yeah. The
Thank
dedication, baby.
Yeah, thank you for taking your time with us, and we'll talk to you soon.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Hmm. Have a good day.
You too.
The storm gonna come whether you like it or not. It all depends on if you're able to weather the storm or not. Mama said to be days like this, but she never said how long it would rain or how high the tide would get. It tends to get dark when there's no sunshine and we focused on the void other than the prize. So I put up my umbrella and I wipe the tears from my eyes. I came alive when I focused on myself and I. Tears from in my eyes till they suicide. Up and up my cheeks. Try to find the words, flying out for help, but my throat is choked, and I just can't speak. I sleep with one eye open, in the dark I hear the creaks. When the floor creaks, must be ready to leap. Up and ready mode, catch a setting nose, watch an episode slow. whisper some drama for a beat. When I'm just this close to my Shangri-La, just a few more million for it takes me there. Had my record wide clean till it disappear. Now he's flying than an angel, gifts appear. Now I'm just this close to my Shangri-La. Had to stop my chilling, glared in the mirror. Then I spread my wings and I hit the air. Now he's higher than an angel, gifts appear. So yeah, I won't let it rain down on my parade. I won't let it rain, I won't let it rain, I won't let it rain. My mind controls the pain, woken never change. Me, yes, me, or me. Yeah, I won't let it rain down on my parade. I won't let it rain, I won't let it rain, I won't let it rain. My mind controls the pain, woken never change. Me, yes, me, or me. I was born as a product in this urban decay. With low and though you run with those that help you pick up the pay. That's true, you knew that they were shifty, but you do what they say. Trying to fit in is the only way you accept it to stay. When your choice is black or white, you work your way in the gray. Cause it matters what they think of you when you easy prey. Open season, any reason, just a joke or the play. Choked by your own shirt in the alley, just my room when you stay. So as a buck, I ran amok and built a cake on the ground. Watched my little brother back and he grew up to protect my mind. Filled with struggle, with trouble, bubbles and doubles. Now my brotherly up on his way to heaven on flat line. At that time I had the yellow streak up my back spine. I lacked lines, couldn't find my path with the back side. Now I'll be wearing the UVs to block out the sunshine. When all the crowd they quit crying, I focus on my good grind. And I won't let it rain, so down on my parade. I won't let it rain, I won't let it rain, I won't let it rain. My mind controls the pain, so woke it ever change. Me, yes, me, or me. I won't let it rain, down on my parade. I won't let it rain, I won't let it rain, I won't let it rain. My mind controls the pain, so woke it ever change. Me, yes, me, or me. I won't let it rain, so down on my parade. Let it rain down. My mind controls the pain, so woke it ever change. Let it rain on me, no more, no more. I won't let it rain down. No rain. I won't let it rain on me no more, no more. Stand up, cause if you want to hear, then I mean you wanna get it in. Your thrill, you be feeling him. Plan to win dividends is a feminine. Simply up on the forward to we believe. I do just what I do. I move on do the rapids. When I do just what I do, me and my crew, picking up a chick or two, a good foot to me with slight I came up out and through, and best believe I had come in. The 30 plus lyric equal cash in the bank. So my cash accumulates as I move up in rank. My Durango fully lit up, I'm the toughest to tank. I'ma continue to keep you coming while you drawing the blank. What you think? No one would notice how you slip through the cracks. While others struggle for notice with blood and sweat off her back. The street can tell how you hungry, but how you lay in the track. The way you light up the country, you finally fade to the black. Here's a fact, I'm just cutting my persona in genuine. I knew what I was in for the day that I entered in. And many men, they hate the way I get many spins. And if I keep cutting you up, they can't see what's meant, just so you know. Monster jams and monster flow, just so you know. Time is slow, just years we drove, just so you know. Funk built, got a time to flow, just so you know. King of cats, that is still to show, just so you know. I do just what I do, I move on do the rapids. When I do just what I do, me and my crew, picking up a chick or two, a good foot to me with slight I came up out and through, and best believe I had come in. And you on high speed, hit the fast track. Watch how I pass rap. Roll with my dogs, getting raw with my wildcats. Love tickets, Wiggy band, travels, and large pack. Hit the club and jumping, then we flipping out, cause we about to blast. Grab the fifth and